it is like a part-time leaning toward a full-time job to host this pressure and this anxiety and this worry and this mean inner girl and this perfectionism. It absolutely takes your time, energy, and sanity. Hey, babe, I'm Brooke Jean, licensed therapist, coach, mama, and your straight talking guide to ditching the pressure and living a life unperfected. I've coached some of the top C-suite women in America, women leading billion-dollar companies while secretly falling apart. I've been her. I blend psychology, neuroscience, and energetics with lived experience to help high-achieving women actually heal so that they can access their infinite energy, creativity, and vitality. If you're a perfection-obsessed woman who's checked every damn box, career, family, house, 401k, but still feels low-key dead inside, you're in the right place. Here, we rip off the good girl mask, call out the BS, and build a life that actually feels like yours. We talk healing, we talk revealing, we talk rising, and we do it raw, real, and unfiltered. This is the Unperfected Pod. Sister, if you are anything like me, then with how much is going on in the world right now, your mental chatter has turned up to 106 on a scale of 0 to 10. You know, that internal dialogue that tells you to hurry up and you're behind and you don't handle change well and you're not tech savvy, and are you doing it right? And are we going to be okay? And have you messed up your kids and blah, blah, blah. If that voice inside is extra loud and extra critical right now, then you're going to want to lean in, sis, because A, you are not alone. B, I'm going to explain what's going on. And C, I'm going to give you some real therapeutic, tangible takeaways to help you during these wild and crazy times. So let's just face it, mama. There is so much noise right now. There is so much hurt. There is, especially if you're here in the United States, we are having like one weather tragedy after the next. We are having like political stuff. We are, if you are international, there's talks of war. Now we are bringing AI into our businesses, and that is changing how we work. There is so much going on. And so I just want to normalize that your nervous system is probably going wild right now, which is why that mental chatter just won't shut up. But I'm going to teach you how to find peace anyways. So if you're one of those high achieving working mamas who feels like she has 57 tabs open and can never find the one that you need, then you are in the right place. If you're one of those women who feels like you're doing it all, you're holding it all together, you're running your business, you're raising your children, but you are literally one, are you effing kidding me, away from a full-blown meltdown or snapping, then girl, I got you. Lean in and let's do this thing. So let's talk about why, especially during times like these, is your mind so darn loud? First, I want to remind you that you are absolutely not going crazy. You are not broken. You are just dysregulated, which is absolutely like a response that I would expect during these unprecedented times like these. And I don't know if it's my age and I'm just now so aware of what's happening in the world and what's happening politically and with climate and with humans, and that I'm sensitive that it's feeling like more than we've ever gone through. I don't know if it's my awareness to it, my understanding of it, my access to the information that makes it feel so hard and heavy, or if things, really are that hard and heavy. So no matter where you're landing, I want you to know that you're welcome here and I see you. But let's normalize that when there's so much sadness and so many scary things on the news every single day, when what you're seeing on social media literally rips your heart out and you could just start crying thinking about these children at the camp or all of the sad things that are happening, you better believe that your nervous system, when it's constantly receiving these sad stories, actually perceives all of it as a threat. So you are not going crazy. There is nothing wrong with you. Your nervous system has just identified a threat. And when your nervous system doesn't feel safe, your brain is going to go into overdrive to solve every problem, even when there's nothing you can solve at this moment and things are completely out of your control. So let me expand a little bit more on that. The brain wants to keep us safe, and the brain wants to utilize as minimal energy as possible to do that. And when you've got all the stimuli coming at you, right? It's literally 11 million bits of stimuli a second. 11 million bits of stimuli a second are coming at you. And a bunch of it is scary, bad news, or, even on a good day, the uncertainty, the unknown. Our world as we know it is changing. And while I believe in the big picture, it's an opportunity. Hard times birth legends. We are going to rise. We are going to co-create in new ways. We are going to come together. We are going to remember that we are beings of love. But the journey there, honey, she is not so pretty. It can be really painful. So when you have all this stimuli coming at you and your nervous system is like, holy crap, this is a lot and it's scary and it's uncertain and it's unknown, your brain is going to go looking for problems that it can solve. And what's so hard about this, you guys, is it's not just looking for like the problems that you're stressed about, like what's happening in our world and what's happening to our planet and what's happening to our children and are we safe and are we okay? Your brain is going to go into overdrive trying to analyze every cotton picking thing you do. Am I showing up good enough at work? Am I making enough money? What's going to happen in my industry with my clients? Am I parenting well enough? Am I healthy enough? Am I teaching my kids the right things? Is my marriage healthy enough? Oh, I don't feel like that presentation was amazing. It is normal during times of uncertainty for your brain to pick on you and everything you're doing, especially if you're listening to this podcast, which tells me that you have dealt with perfectionism, people pleasing, high functioning codependency, and anxiety to some degree. We're going to go into overdrive right now. But it's not because you're crazy, honey. It's because your brain is trying to solve problems and it's trying to keep you safe. And if you can remember what I've taught you, your perfectionism is actually a protective part. So your protective part sees the world is, it feels like the world is unsafe right now. There's so much uncertain. People are laying people off. And so your perfectionism jumps in and says, well, what do we need to do to be okay? I know what we need to do. We need to try harder. We need to work harder, stay up later, perfect the pitch, perfect the email, perfect the things. We need to be a better mom. We need to try harder in our relationships. We need to do more. And with all of that comes a plethora of pressure. So you're already dysregulated in your nervous system just because, you're a woman in America right now, or you're a woman walking this earth right now. Then your brain goes into overdrive to try to solve problems, which we realize pretty quick if we let our minds go there. There's a lot of things that we need to solve. And when it doesn't feel like we're safe, it's going to perpetuate this pressure, which further dysregulates our nervous system. So this is how we get stuck in these spirals, you guys. And so your mind isn't noisy because you're failing right now. It's noisy because you've been stuck in survival mode. for years. I've been saying that we are in a pressure cooker about to explode since COVID. And how is it frigging possible, y'all, that it feels like the pressure cooker has just gotten hotter and heavier with no steam being let out? And so if you find yourself going, I cannot take one more thing, I want to normalize that. But I want to remind you that you can and you will and you are, because you're stronger than you think and you've done all this stuff to some degree before. So your mind is so loud because it's trying to keep you safe, because your body, your somatic system, your nervous system is dysregulated. So what is the busy mind costing us? What is your busy mind costing you? Y'all, energetically, it is like a part-time leaning toward a full-time job to host this pressure and this anxiety and this worry and this mean inner girl and this perfectionism. It absolutely takes your precious jewels. Remember what I taught you, the precious jewels, time, energy, and sanity, to worry about these things, to save yourself from these predicted scary outcomes. And so some of the symptoms that you may be experiencing right now are deep, like bone deep fatigue. How many of you are waking up in the morning and you don't feel well rested? You feel like an elephant is on your chest. Everything is sore. Everything is heavy. Your mind goes to gloom and doom. And you're like, how am I going to muster up the energy to do my day? So it's stealing your energy and it's making you feel fatigued. It's also disconnecting you from your body. So I say this all the time. If we're overthinking, we're underfeeling. So when we're busy thinking and we're catastrophizing and we're planning for worst case scenarios and we're perfecting, right? When we're busy doing the mental gymnastics, guys, we're not feeling. And the more that we stay up in our head, in our conditioned mind, which by the way has so many limitations, we are further and further disconnecting from our bodies, from our truth, from our self, from our joy, from our alignment, from our gifts, and from our bodies. And so this lack of connection to our body leads to a disruption in our connection to creativity. It pulls us out of being present in the moment and actually experiencing the joy that's here now, even in the hardest of times, the worst of days, the crunch that you feel like you're in. It disconnects us from our sensuality and just our joy, our play, our pleasure. And that also affects our relationships. And so if we're disconnected from our bodies and we're disconnected from our creativity and the truth of who we are, we also can't hear our intuition, because that inner critic is screaming louder than the soft, gentle nudges of your intuition, which are always guiding you to wholeness. And so we want to take this seriously, my loves, because when we're spending all of our energy with this mind that won't shut up, we're totally disconnecting ourselves from our superpowers. And P.S., we need those superpowers now during this time more than ever. Because if I really zoom out, even though there is tragic things happening in the world every day, I do believe that hard things happen to birth legends, because who we become, if you guys hopefully listened to my podcast from last week, which is Hard Times Birth Legends, who we become as we're navigating really trying times is the exact queen that is needed to level up in her life, leadership, and business. So if we turn to ourself instead of sabotage during these times, we are going to grow our capacity to hold pain, which welcomes more pleasure. We're going to basically come face to face with something about ourselves that has been hidden, that is a source of strength, that once we see it and we adopt it and we integrate it, we completely level up in our confidence and our self-worth. Like when we get through hard things, we see a part of ourselves that is so strong, so resilient, heart open, creative. Like we don't get to live in the old paradigm anymore. Things are changing, they're growing, they're expanding. And if we can stay okay, if we can take good enough care of ourselves, we can actually choose to see this as an opportunity to grow, to remember the truth of who we are, which PS is love, and to create from the most authentic, badass, bold, and fierce energy that you ever have before. So, is this a hard time? Yes. Do I have a different relationship with hard because hard always equals a breakthrough that takes me to a next level? Yes. Are we going to use our tools now more than ever to be okay so that we can not just survive, honey, but maybe even freaking thrive? Because here's what I want to share with you. If you can find peace during chaos, honey, you are unfuckwithable. If you can find abundance during financial scarcity, you are unfuckwithable. If you can find joy in these trying times, you can do anything. So I believe the assignment right now is to double down on the taking care of ourselves and to step into who we really are, which is powerful freaking women who are ready to change the world through our businesses, through how we're raising our children, through how we're relating. In other words, this crunch that we're in as a society is going to birth a more authentic, more bold, more courageous, creative, more courageous version of ourselves. And that version of you, my love, is needed now more than ever to lead your family through these times, to lead your team through these times, and most importantly, honey, and it starts with this, to lead yourself through these times. So I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do to be on the path to peace, even when your mind won't shut up. Okay. Number 1 is regulators, mount up. It was a clear black night. Okay. Whenever I am teaching and guiding and suggesting you to regulate your nervous system, I cannot help but bring Warren G onto the conversation and say, regulators, mount up. And I hope that because you've heard me sing that, it sticks in your mind. Because why is it that the one thing that we need to be okay right now, we just completely forget in the heat of a crisis? Now more than ever, my love, I need you to regulate your nervous system. I want you to do it preventatively and reactively. I want you to start your day with something that regulates you, doesn't trigger you. Don't you dare look at your phone, look at the news, look at social media, or look at your email within the first hour of waking up. Don't do it. It's going to trigger you right out of the gate, and then it's really hard to recover. Be intentional with that first hour of your waking up. You know, your subconscious mind is the most impressionable when it's coming in and out of sleep. So those first thoughts that you're thinking in the morning can absolutely create something that you want in your life. So are you giving energy to the problems in the world, or are you giving energy to what you're creating no matter what is happening in the world? And it's not to bypass the pain and suffering. It's to look at things like, okay, there's hard things happening. How do I want to navigate this in a way that I'm proud? In a way that teaches my children how to do hard things, in a way that I can create something that helps others, in the way that I can bring people together, in the way that I can show up for my partner, whatever it is. We can't do any of that if we let ourselves get sucked into the negative vortex. When we're triggered, when we're dysregulated, the prefrontal lobe goes offline. So we cannot think rationally. We cannot strategize. We cannot see the forest through the trees. And so, how are we possibly going to know what to do and how to lead our families and our teams through this, or how to co create and innovate in a way that really brings society to the next level when we're literally in a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn? We have to get that rational thinking brain back online so we know the next best move. And we do that by regulating our nervous system. How you start your day sets the tone for your day. So start it by thinking positive thoughts, forcing your brain to go there, honey. It doesn't need to naturally go to, I'm so happy and grateful I'm alive. You're going to choose those thoughts like you choose your outfit for the day. Then you're going to take a moment to visualize yourself living your best friggin' life, feeling free, feeling liberated, feeling joyous, feeling alive, doing the things that you want to do, making the impact you want to make. I want you imagining it, and I want you feeling the feelings that you'll feel when you're there. All first thing in the morning, because we're talking about how we're regulating our nervous system. We're not going to our phone to get triggered by the news. Instead, we are choosing our thoughts and we're doing a quick visualization of how we want to feel and who we want to be. Then we're going to go downstairs and we're going to do some meditation, some breath work, some movement, some journaling, something that helps you ground, something that helps you connect to the earth, open your heart, and connect with the divine of your own understanding. Something that drops you out of your head and into your body, whether that is counting your breath, noticing the quality of your breath, doing an actual breath work, or doing a guided meditation. Do something in the morning that regulates your nervous system, but forces you to focus on it versus letting your mind run wild. Okay? And then throughout the day, baby, breathe. Your breath is your most affordable, accessible, and powerful tool to help your nervous system. In between meetings, take 3 deep belly breaths. At the top of every hour, take 5 deep belly breaths. Whenever you go to the restroom, take 10 deep belly breaths. Whenever you get in the car, take 5 deep belly breaths. Just throughout your day, try to consciously elongate your inhales and slowly elongate your exhales. That's going to fire up your parasympathetic nervous system and help you calm, regulate, ground, and resource yourself. Okay. So that's the first thing we're going to do to be on the path to peace during wild times when your mind won't shut up. You're going to regulators mount up. You're going to choose how you start your day, and you're going to breathe more. Number 2, you're going to rewire your inner dialogue. So when that inner mean girl, that inner perfectionist, the protector part of you is being critical of you, I need you to redirect her. We are not doing that today. When your brain wants to play tricks on you and worst case scenario you until the cows come home, I need you to pause, notice, set it down, and come back into your body. When you say critical things, I want you to pause, notice, and say something that's kind. When you're going to entertain the worst case scenarios, I want you to also entertain the best possible outcomes. Why is it? Honestly, let's think about this for just a minute. Why are we so quick to fully entertain the worst case scenarios? I mean, we go there, don't we? We plan for the exit. We plan for getting fired. We plan for divorce. We plan for the world falling apart. We plan for all of it. And we get emotionally attached. We feel the feelings that we think we're going to feel then now. Why is it that we're not giving at least the same amount of time and energy to the best possible outcomes? What happens if it all works out? What happens if your business picks up? What happens if your kids turn out great? What happens if you grow your connection in your marriage? What happens if you get the promotion? What happens if somebody figures out how to actually save the environment? What happens if we actually come together and remember that we are love and start acting like it? I challenge you to give just as much energy to the best possible outcomes as you do the worst. Because what that's going to do, my love, from a neurobiological standpoint, is you've thought the worst case scenario thoughts so many times that they've gotten baked into your biology. They're literally neural pathways, default loops, thought patterns. So when you choose to take your brain down a different path, not only are you disrupting the negative thought loop, weakening that neural pathway, you are now building new connections, new neural connections in your brain that are looking for the good, the enoughness, the best possible outcomes. Y'all know that I love the question, what else might be possible? When you are sitting and spinning in a mind that won't shut up, I want you to pause and breathe and then say, what else might be possible? What is the best case scenario that could happen here? It is going to pull you out of that energy. It's going to rewire your brain. Those thoughts are going to release different hormones that feel a lot better in your freaking body. And then it's going to be easier to do the things you need to do to create the life that you want when you're coming from a place of enoughness and possibility versus the world is on fire. And when we do that over and over with repetition and emotional intensity, this is how we quite literally rewire our brains. This is neuroplasticity in real time. You are not stuck with the brain that you have right now, but you do have to do the work to choose different thoughts. And you think those new positive thoughts over and over until they become beliefs and they get baked into your biology as new neural pathways. Take the scariest negative thought that you have on repeat, write it down on a piece of paper, and next to it, write down a new thought that feels a lot lighter in your body, but is also believable. Okay? So it's like if the world is falling or the sky is falling, what is an alternative? I can figure it out. What if things turn out better than I expected? What if I grow through this opportunity? What if it all works out? So every time you catch yourself entertaining the negative thought, I want you to then use your reframe. But I want that reframe to be believable, because the more believable that it is, the more powerful it will become, because you will really start to believe it and adopt it and integrate it faster and faster and faster. Okay? So I understand that your mind won't shut up. It's for good reason. Your nervous system is dysregulated. Step one is regulators mount the frick up. Step two is to rewire your inner dialogue. When you're being critical of yourself, I challenge you to offer yourself grace. When you're looking at the worst case scenario, I challenge you to look at the best case scenario. When you're not believing in yourself, I want you to ask, but what if I have what it takes? It's interesting because when times get tough and our anxiety goes up, that perfectionist gets louder and louder. And with the perfectionist comes the mean girl inner critic. So if you're being really hard on yourself right now, we have got to rewire those thoughts, because they are 100% affecting how you feel. And last but not least, I want you to reclaim your rhythm. So if your mind won't shut up, you've got a mental chatterbox and you're feeling literally like a hamster on a wheel. You're just running, and you're close to burnout. You're running and it's never enough. You're running and you're still being critical of yourself. You're running and the world still feels like it's falling apart. That is because you are letting your mind and your protective parts run the show. But when you reclaim your rhythm, your natural rhythm is not to run until you literally fry yourself. Your natural rhythm is to rest and then sprint. and then rest, and then sprint. So where are you resting? Where are you going slow? What are your wellness practices that allow you to reconnect to the truth that your body holds? Whether it's meditation or yoga or a dance class or breath work, you've got to consciously choose the slow and steady and intentional over the chaotic roller coaster ride that your mind is taking you on right now. We were never meant to run our fastest until we fall to the ground. Okay? So I need you to put in your calendar times where you're going to slow it down, get present, check in with yourself, stretch, journal, go on a slow walk, go outside and lay in your grass and look up at the sky. We have to slow down to be present, to find the joy in the moments that are here right now. And then we want to juice the joy out of those moments. Like, how good can this moment feel even when it feels like the world is falling apart? How much abundance can I experience even if I'm in a financial crunch? How much love can I feel in a marriage where I feel disconnected? It's all here for us, babes. We just have to bring our awareness to it. And in order to do that, we have to slow down. We have to find moments of stillness and joy, because in those, there's so much peace. And again, if we can find peace in times like these, girl, we can do anything. And we're not bypassing the heart. I still want you to feel your feelings. I want you to use the somatic tools that I've taught you to move emotion and stuck energy out of your body. Dancing, singing, talking, journaling. All of those things can help you move emotion. But then I need you to remember that your true nature is peace, love, and joy. And that is not just some freaking corny shit, you guys. This is real. But it doesn't just fall into our lap. It's certainly not served to us on a platter. We have to find it. We have to claim it. We have to juice it. And it starts with slowing down and remembering our natural rhythm. So when the world feels like it's on fire, your nervous system is going to tell you that you need to speed up. Run harder, run faster, do more, or else you're going to fall behind. And here's where I'm saying, we're not doing it that way anymore. We're going to pause. We're going to breathe. We're going to move emotion out of our body. We're going to connect with our higher self, and we're going to take daily aligned action that moves us toward the life that we want to live. It's not about panicking and doing more. It's about slowing down and being intentional and being so freaking precious with your time, energy, and sanity. And I know that's hard to do, but the more you regulate your nervous system, the more you're going to be able to access it. The more that you stop believing the lies that your mind are telling you and rewire your thoughts, the more you're going to be able to access it. The more that you prioritize mindfulness exercises, the more you're going to remember that you have what it takes, that as human beings, we are more resilient than we will ever know, and that in times of crunch, new creation, new ways of being, new ways of existing always emerge. Every single time that I've come out of a dark night of the soul, you know what's on the other side? More self-worth, more self-confidence, clarity on who I am, why I'm here, and the confidence to go get the damn thing. These are things that we absolutely need to be powerful co-creators of our own reality. So just to summarize, my love, in times like these, it is normal for your nervous system to be popping off and because of that, for your brain to kick into overdrive and to just not shut up. That is normal. Okay. But there is something we can do. And I don't want to feed the monster. I don't want you to fuel your anxiety. I want you to choose a different path this time. I want you to take better care of yourself. I want you to take personal responsibility for how you're showing up, even when things are this hard, because that's your integrity. That's your brand. That is your signature frequency. It's not who are we when things are going great. It's who are we when things are the hardest. That tells God, Mother Nature, the universe, whatever you subscribe to, what we're ready for. And I don't know about you, but whatever I'm going to face inside of me as we navigate this crunch is going to serve me at the next level of my life, leadership, and business. There is something for me to gain by going through the crunch. And if there's something for me, baby, there is something for you. And so if this conversation has struck a chord with you, then I want to personally invite you to my next free masterclass, Liberation from Pressure to Power, July 31st, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You know the registration page is in the link below. I am going to be spending 75 to 90 minutes giving you guys exactly what you need to navigate these times in a way that you're proud. Because I believe that we get to decide who we're becoming when it's like this. Like if the old paradigm doesn't exist anymore, well, honey, we're going to create the new paradigm, but I need you connected to your purpose and your power in order to rise during these times. And so I'm going to give you the information to do just that. We're going to do the experiential piece together. You're going to be in the energy vortex with me where we are literally dismantling this pressure that has been crippling us and unearthing the truth, which is your power, your purpose, and potential. And from there, you get busy creating the life that you want, even when things are really, really hard. So I would love to see you in that masterclass. Make sure that you save your seat, click the link. It's got all the information. But for now, let's normalize the busy mind and let's stop feeding that monster. And instead, let's regulate our nervous system, rewire our inner dialogue, and reclaim your rhythm. I love you so much today and forever. Take care of yourselves and therefore each other. And I will see you all same time, same place next week. Bye for now. Hey, boo, if you made it this far, I know you're serious about healing, revealing, and rising, living a life unperfected. Just by showing up, you're telling the universe, I matter, I'm ready. So don't be surprised if things start shifting in your favor. If this episode moved you, do me a favor, rate and review the podcast on Apple or Spotify. It helps us reach more high-achieving, high-performing women who are ready to stop pretending and start living. And if something really landed, DM me on Instagram at Brooke Jean Unperfected or share a clip and tag me. I want to see what's moving through you. And hey, don't forget, you can watch this episode on YouTube and join my brand new VidMe membership for exclusive content, coaching, and community for only $35 a month. We're not just talking about rising, we're doing it together.